Welcome to my channel French Pulse. Let's enjoy learning French. In this video, we're going to learn about personal pronouns and we're going to learn about the pronoun en. What does pronoun en mean? It means of it, of them, from it, from them, about it, about them, some, any. Mind you, pronoun en is used only for things. Now, what does it replace? It replaces article indéfini, which are my article indéfini, and une, des, plus noun, or it replaces article partitif. Partitive articles are du, the la, the l apostrophe, des, plus noun. Something to note, placement of en is like direct and indirect object pronouns. In passé composé, there will be no agreement, although it's placed before the auxiliary verb. Let's look at a few examples. We start with a simple tense, je bois du café. So here we've got partitive article plus noun, so it has to be replaced by en. Now, in a simple tense, the pronoun has to be placed before the verb. Jean boit. I need to put an apostrophe because of clash of vowel. Now let's look at an example with two verbs. Je veux boire du café. So here we know this is partitive article plus noun which has to be replaced by en, and it has to be placed before the infinitive. So je veux en boire. And let's take an example with passé composé. Tu as bu du café. We've got partitive article plus noun which will be replaced by en, and it has to be placed before the auxiliary. Please refer to my video where I have explained the placement of pronouns in details. Now let's continue learning the pronoun en. Pronoun en replaces expression of quantity plus noun. Now, what are the expression of quantity? Let's look at a few. Trop de, beaucoup de, assez de, un paquet de, etc. Now, note, the expression of quantity is repeated in affirmative and negative forms. Let's look at an example. Je bois beaucoup de café. So we can see the use of expression of quantity. So this has to be replaced by en. As we know, this is a simple tense, so it's placed before the verb, Jean boit, and you need to repeat the expression of quantity. So my answer is Jean boit beaucoup. Now let's look at an example with a negative sentence. Je ne bois pas beaucoup de café. Je n'en bois pas beaucoup. Let's continue learning pronoun en. Pronoun en replaces number plus noun. Now note, number is repeated. Let's take an example. Tu as un chien. You can see a number plus noun. So, tu en as un. Repeat the number. Pronoun is placed before the verb. This is a simple tense. Now, let's take an example with number 2. Il a deux chiens. So, this is my number plus noun. I have to replace it by en. I'm placing it before the verb, and I have to repeat the number 2. So, we've seen how pronoun en replaces number plus noun, and you need to repeat the number. Pronoun en replaces the, du, the la, all the contracted forms plus noun. Let's look at an example. Elle revient de Lyon. It could be elle revient du Canada. Elle revient de l'école. In all these cases, it will be replaced by en and it will be placed before the verb. This is a simple tense, so pronoun en is placed before the verb. Let's take an example of a negative sentence. Elle n'est pas venue de Paris. So, de Paris is replaced by en. It will be placed before the auxiliary verb. So, elle n'en est pas venue. Now, note, when we learned pronoun E, we learned that it replaces preposition of place plus noun. What were the preposition of place there? A and all the contracted forms, en, chez, dans, etc. But mind you, it does not replace the plus place. The plus place is replaced by pronoun en. I hope you have understood personal pronoun en. Do click to my link to do exercises on the same. Au revoir, à bientôt.